Well, hey, everybody, welcome back. And usually you don't see me sitting beside somebody, but I'm sitting here with Wayne Webbers, the president of the ACME Model Club, which puts on the Southern Nationals. And I invited Wayne on my channel to do just give us the lowdown on what's going on with ACME because there's a lot of changes going on. There's some new classes, and he's going to talk about that, or some updated things about some classes, and just so much going on with this new show. I think it will bring a lot of clarity to everyone. Having Wayne do some explaining and some clarification, and it's just going. I can't wait. As a matter of fact, Fred Henry just texted me this morning, said he's so excited. I think Fred's just a little child in a big body, but he's so excited, and a lot of us guys can't wait for Acme. This will be my third year, and it's exciting. And this year, I think is going to top the two that I've already been to. So, without further ado, Mr. Wayne Webbers, thank you for coming on. And just let's begin this with just what about you? Who are you?
Oh, well, thanks, Matthew, for doing this, and I really do appreciate it. I'm Wayne Webbers. I've been involved with ACME since 1997. I was a vendor then with a friend of mine. We had a company called Two Guys Racing, and we vended at the show for a lot of years and had a great time doing that. But also with my involvement with the club, I started helping with the show. A lot of times it was just doing the hospitality suite, getting that set up. And then as time evolved, I got more involved with the show, eventually became vice president of the club, and then was elected president of the club, which I'm very proud of. And I think it's been 5 years or 6 years. So, this is our 27th show this year. Big changes. You've been to the two previous ones in Smyrna. Yeah. And we actually lost that venue because of the need for potentially for early voting, and the city wanted to use that, so we had to change. And change is a big deal. We're thinking, what are we going to do? Well, we ended up looking at the Clarence Brown Conference Center in Cartersville, Georgia. It's a much bigger venue than we had before, roughly about 12,000 square feet. There's a hotel right up the parking lot from it, from people that are staying there. We have separate entrances for vendors, and we have access to the building on Friday as well as Saturday. And the city of Cartersville, the only Cartersville or their tourism department, been really helpful with us. People at the Clarence Brown Center have been helpful with us. We were able to expand to 103 vendor tables from 72. We sold out of tables in June.
Yeah.
And we're putting a few in the hallway to accommodate some people that really want to be there. And there'll be more. I'll be posting more about other things going on within what we're going to be doing. There's some things with a shuttle bus that'll run to the museums and to downtown Cartersville that people can access on Friday and Saturday. So the big thing, is it's just going to be a really different experience, I think, this year. Vendors can come and load in on Friday from 4 o'clock to 7:30, as well as having access at 7 o'clock on Saturday morning. Early birds will be able to enter at 8 o'clock, and there's a separate entrance for both. And then general admission will probably start about 9:30 or so. Mm-hmm. But I think the big thing, and you and I have talked about this before, what do we do to promote the shows and participation of younger builders?
Yeah.
And in the past, I think everybody has seen it in some shows where there was a junior class. There was a model in there that probably shouldn't have been in there for one reason or another, highly polished, working LED lights, things like that.
No.
And you go, huh. And we had a problem with that multiple years in a row. So the club, we decided to eliminate giving awards for junior builders. And we really missed that. And we tried to figure out ways to get around that. And then last year, after seeing the models that were there, and in particular your daughters, we said, we need to bring this back. And you and I talked. And so what we've done, we've got 2 new classes. We're reintroducing the junior class, which is up to 15 years old, and the young adult class, which is 16 through 18. So 18 and over is an adult.
Yeah.
We've modified our registration form to easily identify whether it's a junior or a young adult. The drop down for the class has junior or young adult. And we're taking some steps, not talk about most of them, but taking some steps to make sure that it's really built by the modeler. So there's no ghost entries. So if the young builder is going to enter a model, they have to be there. They have to be there at the time that the model is entered so that we can talk with them. As we go through and look at the votes and that, and if we look at the model and we have some questions, we'll go and we'll ask some more questions.
Yeah.
Because nothing is more heartbreaking to a young modeler who has spent time, building a model either by themselves or with their parent. And there's nothing wrong with a parent saying, do this, do that. The problem is when the parent builds the entire model. If they need help gluing something together so they don't get their fingers stuck with super glue, or cut themselves with an X-Acto knife, nobody's going to say, oh, you didn't build the model. But it's if somebody doesn't even let the kid pick the model up to bring it to the stage,
right,
that's a problem.
Yeah.
And so we're really excited about bringing this back. Each one of those class winners will receive a full-size trophy, just like everybody else that's up there to get an award. So I'm excited about that. We hope that it builds participation. We may not get a lot this year, but we're not going anywhere. We're planning to keep the show going as long as we can physically do it. So that's what I'm really excited about. Besides the venue and everything else, and getting to see friends from years past, and seeing how people react to things that are new this year. I'm really excited about those 2 things.
That's very exciting. And just a side note for people that think that there aren't kids that are interested in this model hobby that we have. I had a commenter on one of my recent videos, and she said, or it was a she, come to find out I didn't know that, but the commenter, she said something in the comment regarding the video, and she says, by the way, Ruthie and Miss Heather are my heroes. I'm a 15-year-old model builder. I didn't think there were any more or any other girl model builders.
Wow.
And I just thought that's just a confirmation that it does help. And to have a young person, it's very gratifying for them to get an award of some sort. And I know that everyone won't get an award, but it's the challenge of it. And I think I notice the applause when a child or a junior gets an award is much louder than when the adults get theirs. And that's great.
And we're going to have some things too for the junior modelers that may not win an award, some way to give them some recognition for their efforts as well. I think that's important. And so, that's going to be good. There's other stuff going on, the fact that we're going to have good Wi-Fi access at the venue, so merchants can take credit card payments. There's going to be an ATM, so if people run out of cash, and I hope it gets used a lot,
they
don't have to go scurrying around. The hotel
parking.
said parking. Yeah, parking. Sorry, for those of you who didn't attend last year, know that the parking was a mess because of construction.
Yeah, it was.
There are 450 parking spaces with separate parking areas for vendors.
Oh, good.
There are no hills to walk up to get there. The facility is ADA friendly.
Yeah.
We've worked with the conference center to make sure the aisles are wider. The like I said, the hotel is just right up the hill, right up the parking lot. And when we met with the hotel, we asked about rooms, guaranteeing rooms. We said, well, let's do 70. Well, they said, let's not start with 70 because we don't know how many we may get. We have over 80 rooms reserved at the hotel for the show.
Yeah.
Out of 118 total rooms.
Yeah.
So, and the hospitality area is going to be great. We're actually going to have food in the hospitality area this year. We haven't done that in the past. Like we talked about, the shuttle buses, it's just a great venue. It's nice. The people are friendly. We're going to have a break area, so people don't have to sit on the stairs. If the weather's nice, the break area will be outside. The one thing I'm really going to miss, though, for those of you guys who've been there, is the church.
Yeah, it would feed you. Yeah,
across the street.
yeah.
That was so neat. And every year they were able to send kids to Vacation Bible School because of the money they made. And, we're not going to be able to have them anymore. But we are going to have at least 2, maybe 3 food trucks. But I will say this on your channel, and it is a solemn promise, that we are going to make a donation to the church after the show to help offset the revenue that they're not getting, so they can continue to send kids to Vacation Bible School.
And I encourage all of you people that attend this, find Wayne, find one of the guys that represents ACME and help that. They were the nicest people. I remember going over the 2 times I've been, and they were the nicest people. They had great food, and it was just a nice place to sit down and eat. That'll be missed.
Yeah, it will. So we're definitely going to do that. One of the things I'd really like to talk about, and I know that you liked doing this last year, is pre-registration and prepayment.
Absolutely.
That helps everybody. It helps us a lot. We don't have that huge rush of people trying to get in and things like that. And, and this year being able to set up on Friday, it's not going to be like the Oklahoma Stampede at 8 o'clock in the morning with everybody trying to get things done. Yeah. But we had to do some modifications on the API between our website and PayPal. Both companies changed things.
Yeah.
So Scott worked very hard on that. We got that up and running today.
Good.
So you can go to our website, www.acme-ipms.com, and click on the registration page. And you can see that on our Facebook page as well. And Matt, I can send you the link if you want me to.
Please do. Yeah, I'll have it in the description below. Yeah.
Okay. And it's ready to go. We turned it up about 3:30 this afternoon, and we've already sold 10 early bird passes.
Well, great. That's wonderful.
And and you can print out we print out the registration forms for you. You come over to the Clarence Brown Conference Center on Friday, anytime between 4 and 7:30. You can pick it up. It will have your forms in it. It will have your lanyard in it with your pass, the wristband that you need, and your raffle tickets. And oh, by the way, if people pre-register and prepay, those people will be entered into a special drawing to win one of 2 Grex airbrushes.
Oh, great. Yeah.
So we'll be doing that. The other thing too, there's going to be the city, we're going to have totes that people can put their models in. But in the totes is going to be some discount offers around town, things like that. So I just can't tell you how excited I am for the show to be there. And we really, as I said, we really want this to become an event.
That's great. Going back to the pre-registration, there's 2 things that stress me out the most. Number 2 is TSA check-in at an airport. Number 1 is trying to fill out your registration cards for all of your models at the show. And to be able to do that online, it is like an absolute lifesaver. And it can't make it any more easier. Yeah.
Thanks. And since the hospitality room's in the hotel and we're going to be down at the conference center, there'll be registration forms that people can fill out while they're sitting in the hospitality area if they want to, and bring them down and register on Friday night, or they can just walk down and we'll have them down there as well.
Yeah.
And they get the same offer if they pre-register and prepay up until 7:30 Friday night. They get entered for the drawing for one of the 2 airbrushes.
Yeah, that's great. This seems you guys have put forth such an effort to have an organized event rather than it, and I don't want to sound there's no disrespect meant with anyone else that puts on shows, but you guys especially put so much effort into having it almost a production. I love the men that get on the stage. They talk. They. It's just a real event that you go to, and there's always something happening. The drawings are going on. It's just very well put together, and I so appreciate that. It seems like a absolute professional production when you guys do that.
Well, thank
This
you.
year's going to be even better, I can imagine.
It is, but everybody, people say, well, you do a good job putting on the show. No, I have a great team that helps me put on the show.
Yeah.
This isn't a 1 or 2 person operation. We actually have a show committee that meets 4 to 6 times a year as we go through things. And in fact, we're already starting on things for next year's show.
Yeah.
And probably mid-October, we'll announce what our themes are for next year so that people can shop for models and things to go with those themes. And we'll let the vendors know a little bit earlier so they can bring product that'll fit into those themes.
Yeah.
And I love going to shows. I tell people, if I want to see a show, I need to go to somebody else's.
Yeah.
Because it's just that busy during the day. And I hope that this year I'll have more time to go out and visit with people. But it's fun to go to shows. I urge people to support any show that you can go to do that.
Absolutely.
We're going to have a couple organizations at our show, the SCMA, South Carolina Modelers Association. Yeah. We've provided a table for them to come and have information about their club, and IPMS. A lot of people don't know, but ACME is really an IPMS chapter.
Yeah.
And so Dave Lockhart and some people from IPMS are going to be there to talk about things. And Dave and I have talked. We're going to get together and talk some more about improving model car participation at IPMS events. Where people do that. But other than that, I'm just really excited about this. I appreciate you taking the time and the support you give us. And do you have any other questions or anything you want to talk about?
I do. I have another question. Is there any emergency side exits that may potentially have the alarm stuck on?
No. No.
Okay, great. Well, everything should be fine.
We used 4 rolls of duct tape last year, and that didn't even help. No,
yeah.
No, it's a very controlled environment for people. Traffic flow for people getting in and out is going to be great. I did find out also that the Booth Western Museum in downtown Cartersville, they're having a Western festival on Saturday as well.
Are they?
And they're going to have like reenactments of the shootout at the OK Corral.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Going on. So, if their spouses come, or if people need just a little bit of a break, not to take away from buying stuff, buy a lot of stuff, please. But get on the shuttle bus, go around, go down there, see that, and come back.
Yeah.
We will have the agenda for the shuttle bus at the hotel on Friday night, as well as at the show, or the timetable. It's just going to be fun. It was kind of traumatic when we found out we weren't going to have our show day.
Can you hear the train, by the way, that's going by? Yeah. Okay, good. It wouldn't want to miss me making a video.
No, don't worry. Neither of the cats have jumped up here yet. So
good.
He'll go by. What's going on. But changing the venue, in all honesty, it was scary when we first found out about it. But honestly, we had maxed out where we were.
It was. It absolutely was. Yeah.
It was, and so this is going to be fun. Like I said, one of our goals is we take a critical eye at what we do with our show every year, and we will sit down in November and December and say, okay, what can we improve next year?
Yeah.
And it may not be anything really big, but we tweak it.
Yeah.
And we think that's important. So
it is. You guys that are watching this video and never been to a show before, the let me just back up. My very first show was the SCMA show in North Charleston. Very first show, never been to one before. And there were vendors set up, and it's a medium sized show, I would say.
it's a good show.
Yeah, I had so much fun, and there were vendor tables set up, not nearly as much as Acme. But when I saw that as a model car enthusiast, but yet never been to a show, I couldn't believe it. There were so many model kits for sale for such a great price, and I left out of there with several armloads. And the Acme show, there are so many more vendors because the space was available even at the old location. And I can't imagine now how many more are going to be there. So I encourage all of you guys, if you want to find a great deal on a model kit or maybe 10 or 12, you need to attend these shows and you will be so shocked. You'll have such a good time because everyone that's there has something, the same common goal is to either buy a kit, talk about them, or show theirs. And that is what I find so attractive about model shows. I can talk to anyone. We all have that same thing in common.
Yeah.
And it is so fun. You don't meet a stranger at a model show. Everyone's there
you
for the
don't.
same reason.
You don't.
And they are so much fun.
Yeah. And also, I will send you the email address too, so that if anybody has any questions, they can email me directly.
Okay.
And I'm pretty good about getting them answered within a day or two.
Okay.
Sometimes I slip, but I'll do my best.
All right. We'll pack as much information in the description section below that has anything to do with this. So as much information as you can send me, I'll post it in the description so people can reach out or just have that information that they can see the address. Cartersville is what, about 30 minutes north of Atlanta?
Yeah, about 25 to 30 minutes north of where we were. It's on I-75 north, and the venue's about a mile and a quarter off 75 on Georgia 20.
Georgia 20. Okay, I've been to Cartersville.
Yeah, and you can't miss it. The Savoy Museum is a mile away or less. So and it's really cool. They're having a drag car exhibit there, and so it's factory drag cars. I think I highly recommend going there or spending time other places in Cartersville. And I've never said that before.
Yeah.
There's just so much to do in the area, and I'm really excited. Just two things. One is, we're continuing with our display area for 143rd, 132nd, 143rd scale models, so they don't get lost.
Yeah.
We've got a separate display area now for 3D printed models.
Oh, okay.
So people that have worked in, a majority of it's 3D printed, they can be displayed there.
Okay.
We've increased our layout space, but with our three themes this year of 100 years of Le Mans, 70 years of Corvettes, and 75 years of NASCAR, we're hoping that we, have enough. I'm hoping that'd be a good problem to have, to figure out where to put more models.
It would be a great problem. You definitely had that problem last year.
Yeah,
the tables were packed. Yeah,
and we hit almost 800 models one year, and we're hoping to get close to that or maybe exceed it this year. So
I think the people are excited. I think you'll have those show up, because you can, with all the extra parking and things like that, it could become a dread to people knowing that if they left, had to go to McDonald's, they may not have a parking spot when they came
Right.
back. So it could discourage people. But this new venue sounds like that's going
It,
to cure all of
it'll
those
take care of
problems.
that. There's
Mhm.
a food truck park about a half mile away if people want to leave, but they don't want the food trucks that are there.
Yeah.
There's all types of things in the area. I mean, I could keep going on, but I'd probably be stuttering and repeating myself. But also, if you come to the show and you want to find some time to talk with me, I'll be the only ACME member wearing a red shirt. Okay. So, and with a head this size, I'm easy to find. So, but please stop by, say hello. If it looks like I'm running around, or I'll take time to talk. I may have to say I'm sorry, but I need to go in just a minute. But definitely come by and see me. Ask anybody with an ACME shirt on for help. We're doing some things now. The people that are responsible for certain areas are going to have certain colored shirts on.
Oh,
So it was kind of like watching Top Gun and seeing the flight crew on a
yeah.
carrier
Yeah.
with different colored shirts. So you'll be able to tell, okay, if I need to find somebody about registration. Well, they've got this color shirt on.
Yeah.
We're going to have table marshals. Last year there was an incident where somebody said very loudly to somebody else about moving their model in a
Yeah.
not too courteous way.
Yeah.
So we're going to have table marshals, and we're going to ask that if you bring a model in on a display and it's elevated, please put it towards the back of the table.
Yeah. Right.
Everybody wants their model to be seen. I fully
Yes.
understand that, but we need to be fair to everybody.
Absolutely.
So we may try to find people to move their models, and and go from there.
Yeah.
So again, thank you for doing this. I truly appreciate you. I truly appreciate everybody that comes to the show, and everybody that works on the show. So
You're very welcome. I hope that the YouTube presence with us, that YouTube going to these shows, um, I can't see, but it does nothing but encourage people to go to them, because when they see us YouTubers that go and do our videos there, and as a matter of fact, just this is really just out of the blue, but if you don't go to shows, you don't get to see the things that you miss, and that doesn't make a lot of sense. But I did a quick, didn't do it quick. It was actually quite lengthy, but in North Carolina, the last show I went to, interviewed a man with a build that was an absolutely amazing model build, and to see it in the magazine, it looks great, but you can't really see it. And when you're there, you can talk to the people that built it. They can show you, you can see things that you'll totally miss if you walk by it, only look for yourself, or if you see it in the magazine, you'll miss these things. But the people is the very most important part of this, because the guy who built it's there. You
mm-hmm.
can ask him about it, and he can show you things that you won't believe. And that's just a tidbit of the benefit of going and attending these shows. They're amazing. They've opened up a world of friendships for me. I've met people now. I've got contacts to people that I never knew before I went to
Mm-hmm.
these shows. And these things are so important. So I encourage everybody watching this video. I want to see you at ACME this
and
year.
and if you live in the area, come to the hospitality room on Friday night, because there's so much sharing of information and so much fellowship and
It's a
camaraderie.
blast.
It
It's a
is.
blast.
So again, thanks.
Well, Wayne, I appreciate you just coming on here and doing this for the whole entire community, just clarifying some things, and letting us know just what to expect. So, my friend, I appreciate you, and we will. Everybody watching, thanks. Let us know. Check the comment, or check the description below. It's going to have a ton of information in it. We're going to go in there, check it out, be familiar with where you're going to go, and again, reach out to Wayne if you have any questions that that didn't explain, and he'll reach back to you. So anyway, or ask me, leave a comment. I don't know, maybe I could answer it. Anyway, Wayne, thank you so
Okay,
much.
thanks. Have a good night. Say
All
hello to
right.
your family.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.